G'day everyone, it's KM here from First Brick Property Buyers Agency. Hope you're having a happy Friday and a not too stressful Friday. As you can see, I'm at home, working from home in my casual attire. I thought I'd just have a quick, do a quick video with a bit of an update regarding the New South Wales landlords tenancy management during coronavirus and what the government has kind of released and what they've said and what the rules are around it. So on Easter Monday, the 13th of April, the New South Wales government announced some further details in terms of their support for landlords and tenants during this challenging economic time. I'll summarize that now. So what that announcement included was a 60-day moratorium on finalising existing matters or making new applications to the New South Wales Civil and Administrative Tribunal, so the NCAT, for eviction on the grounds of rental arrears. So pretty much a postponement to 60 days for any applications. The second thing was a $220 million in land tax waiver or rebate if you've already paid your land tax, set aside for residential landlords to help assist tenants where they can. So if a landlord helps reduce a tenant's rent, they'll be able to make a claim up to 25% of their annual land tax bill. Tenants within the household who suffer an income loss of equal to or greater than 25%, and this is inclusive of any government assistance, such as the new JobKeeper payments. If a tenant requests to negotiate the existing rent, there is an obligation to engage in negotiations between the tenant, property manager and landlord prior to seeking a forced end to the tenancy. There is no obligation to engage in negotiations. Tenants will be protected from eviction until the NCAT is satisfied that negotiations have concluded. Any unpaid rent will accrue as arrears during this period. Tenants and landlords will also have access to assistance from fair trading and access to the NCAT to resolve matters after the end of the 60-day period. The New South Wales Fair Trading Dispute Resolution Service will be available to assist if the parties are unable to renegotiate and agree on a new rental arrangement backed by Fair Trading's existing legal powers. NCAT will be available to make appropriate orders in light of the current circumstances where the parties are unwilling to or unable to reach an agreement and action is taken to seek an eviction. Action is also being taken to ensure that evictions for reasons not related to rent arrears are also stayed to minimize avoidable housing disruption and movement. The usual periods of required notice under the Residential Tenancies Act will be increased from the minimum of 30 days up to 90 days for terminations due to fixed or periodic leases ending or other arrangement breached. Landlords will, however, continue to be able to seek to recover premises due to their own genuine hardships. Tenants will also continue to be able to apply to the tribunal to terminate a fixed-term tenancy on the basis of their hardship. Tenants will be protected from being added to tenancy databases for breaches or agreements resulting from COVID-19 impacts. So that's your blacklists. The common term as blacklist. So here's some further information that everyone should know, especially landlords. So the land tax threshold in New South Wales is currently $734,000. It's reported that only 16% of property investors currently pay land tax, leaving 84% of investors with no financial support to assist tenants. Expanding on this point, we'll have a look at some quick examples. So if your land value is at $735,000, your tax payable is $116. So from that $116, you get a 25% rebate, which is $29. You get $29 to support your tenants. If your land value is $800,000, your tax payable is $1,156. Again, 25% of that is your rebate, and that's $289 to support your tenants. And if your land value is at $1 million, your tax payable is $4,400, of which 25% you get a rebate, therefore $1,089 to support your tenants. Doesn't seem like a lot. So our views pretty much we are disappointed in this assistance package, and there appears to be very little assistance for landlords to help our tenants with any financial. This offering hasn't supported the landlords at all. In fact, it's sort of given free rein to tenants at the moment in New South Wales. We don't believe a 25% reduction in tenants' household income constitutes valid rental hardship status. And it still remains that landlords have no current obligation to provide a tenant with reduced rent. In the event you are contacted by your tenant, you now will need to enter into negotiations with them. Obligation. If you can offer them any assistance, this could come in the form of a rental deferral offer, and if you're in a financial position to assist them further, that is entirely up to you as landlords. But once again, you are currently not obliged to do so. Only an order by the ANCAC can alter this position in the event you seek to evict the tenant after the moratorium period lapses. So it's a bit up in the air at the moment, and as landlords, if your tenants are in financial hardship due to coronavirus and COVID, then we would obviously recommend that you go into negotiations and try and do your best to reach a happy medium for everyone. Landlords are not greedy billionaires and just holding out for everything. They are mum and dad investors. Most investors in property don't own more than one investment property. So most investors own one property and then the home they live in. So they're not billionaires. They are going to do what they can to help, as you should, as Australians. But it is imperative that the government looks at this and does something about it. So if you're an investor, I would also recommend you sign up and become a member of the Property Investors Council of Australia, or PICA. It costs $5 a year to become a member. It's a non-for-profit organisation, and what they are, they're the peak association for property investors. So if you're an investor, or if you have an interest in property at all, this is the organisation that you want to be a part of. They are the advocate on behalf of all property investors. They play an active role in educating property investors and for those looking to invest. They're constantly engaging with the government, regulators and community to ensure that property investors don't get the lower end of the stick, as we are at the moment. And they help inform and protect the financial and social benefits of the investors. And they're really looking out for property investors. So they're currently working on trying to do something about these rules that have been brought up for New South Wales and Queensland and all across the country. So it's definitely a good time to join up with PICA. It's $5. Like I said, Ben Kingsley is the chair of that organisation, and if you're part of the property world, you most likely know who Ben Kingsley is. So it's a great organisation for $5. It's amazing. So today was just a little bit of an update regarding the New South Wales landlords changes. We will be doing a Instagram live video tomorrow regarding Brisbane and Queensland as a whole. The proposed rules there are quite aggressive in Queensland, so stay tuned for that one. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to let us know down below. Have a great day. See ya.